Good evening, everybody. I'm Derek Michaud, and it's time to go flush in the pocket. Presented by Brunswick, sponsored by Just in Time Recreation. And boy, oh boy, are they trying to pick themselves off the ground after a terrible tragedy last week. JustinTimeBowl.com, and just check them out on Facebook. Rest in peace, Bob and Lucy Violet, and 18 people lost their lives during that terrible, terrible tragedy. Joining me tonight is PBA Hall of Famer, 2007 06-07 Player of the Year. As a matter of fact, 23 years ago tonight, he won his fourth title. He was actually bowling his first match right now. Doug Kent, how are you, man?
I'm doing great. Good to be with you.
Yeah, good to be with you too, man. So, so let's get started. How did you start bowling?
Oh God, how did I start? I think it's the same story as a lot of the other guys. My parents were big into bowling, and they bowled a couple nights a week. And I was just the little bowling center rat that came along with them, and just we were at a bowling center 2 to 3 days a week. So that's where it all started. You just got to doing it a long time, and every week, 2-3 times a week, and then we joined Saturday Morning League, of course, and that was it. That's how it all started.
That is awesome. So who coached you?
My dad. My dad was actually left-handed, but he was my baseball coach also, and he was a student of the game of baseball, of bowling, and he taught me the necessary things, the good fundamentals, and just really that's where it all started. I mean, it was basically him. We had our Saturday morning coaches too, but it was mainly him.
Yeah, there you go. Adam is a viewer, and he says hello, and hello, Adam. Thank you for tuning in again, and that is really cool. So, what did you accomplish on tour that made you ready to try the tour? And maybe you're going to be successful. Not necessarily a Hall of Famer yet, but you're going to be successful.
Well, I mean, it in our area, in the Rochester area, Rochester, Buffalo, Syracuse area, we had a lot of scratch tournaments. I mean, it was very competitive. So we had a lot of tournaments on weekends. So it basically all started with just scratch bowling on weekends. We had some great leagues in Rochester too. Very competitive scratch leagues in Rochester. Tommy Kress was from Rochester. Mark McLean, Scott Terzo. There was so many really good players in the Rochester area. And of course, all the guys from Buffalo. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it was very competitive. And we just started bowling a lot of scratch tournaments on weekends. And, as a, 17, 18, 19-year-old, when you're making a couple $1,000 on the weekends, that's the direction you want to go in. You start to fall in love with that money on the weekends. And
was Brad Angelo bowling those tournaments before we knew who he was?
Brad Angelo is probably, he's a few years younger than me. So yes, he was starting to bowl a lot of those. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was.
All right.
He's a few years behind me though, age-wise.
All right, so we're going to play a little game of Would You Rather. So now we're going to talk about it coming up later on in the show. But when you won your, I want to say, 5th title in Canandaigua, you were playing on the cheetah pattern, and you were piping it. And when you won your first title in 96, you were piping it. And
wait, Canandaigua?
Yeah.
My 5th title? Oh, I was living in Canandaigua.
Right. So can we go over this real quick? So your first title,
let's do it.
Your first title, unofficial title, was the Masters in '91. Does that count yet?
It does. Yep.
It does.
Yep.
Okay. So then
they started including those. I think right around 2000 or so.
Okay. So even if you've won them way before they counted them, now they count them. All right.
They count.
So you won the Masters in '91.
Yeah.
You won then you won in 96 in Taylor.
Yes.
You won Japan in 97.
Yes.
Which I did not see. You won Johnny Petraglia in 99, sorry.
Yes. Forgot about that one, yeah.
Yep. Now, the tournament we're celebrating, and we're going to talk about that coming up, is the Indianapolis Open in 2000 on Halloween night.
I remember.
Yep.
I remember that one very, very vividly. I mean,
Awesome.
yeah, a lot of things happened that night that it just brings back memories. It's hard to forget.
So I don't know how much Chrissy has told you about my friggin' noggin, but I get a memory like you wouldn't believe.
I'm sure you do.
So then, if I remember right, your fifth title was the World Championship in 2002.
Mm-hmm.
Sixth was in Canandaigua when you beat Norm Duke after you beat Parker.
I didn't win in Canandaigua. I won in Buffalo.
Thruway.
That's Buffalo. Yep.
Is it Buffalo?
That's Buffalo. Yep.
Oh.
That was Thruway Lanes in Buffalo.
Cheektowaga. Okay.
Cheektowaga. That's right. No longer there. It's a car dealership now.
Yeah. Okay.
What a shame.
All right.
A lot of money in that place. Love that place.
So you have 9 titles overall and 3 majors.
10 total.
Okay.
10 total with 4 majors. Correct.
What am I missing? Okay.
I got two worlds and 2 masters.
Okay, cool. All right, there we go.
Yeah.
So in Thruway, in Cheektowaga, you were playing the cheetah, piping it up the lane.
Yeah.
When you finished second in at Diamond Lanes in 2000, you were opening up the whole entire lane. When you lost to Steve Hoskins, what would you rather do?
Diamond Lanes. Where was that? Where?
Pasadena, Texas. That was the Lone Star Open. That was a tape telecast. They taped that on a Tuesday, showed that on a Saturday, the last telecast of 2000.
I don't remember that. That's good. I don't remember that one.
Okay.
Try to forget the second place finish.
All right, I get you. Well, let's assume you do.
Second sucks.
If you had to choose, would you rather play the big hook or straight down and in?
God, I like both. They always say straighter's greater, but not always.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's a lot more can go wrong when you're hooking it. I mean, just look at Walter Ray. Him and Duke ran everybody over for 25, 30 years, whatever, playing pretty straight.
Yeah.
I don't. I like them both. I don't like one more than the other.
What do you think you're better at? Are you good?
What do I think I'm better at? Probably hooking it because
there you go.
I feel like I have a little more touch when I'm hooking it.
Yeah.
I feel like I can use my hand more and control the shape more with my hand.
There you go. So yeah. Adam wants to know if you thought about bowling any of the PBA 50 stops in 2024.
I haven't decided yet. I didn't bowl any last year. I had a little knee injury that was just kind of bothering me all year long, and then I just kind of put the brakes on for a while and sat last year out. So I don't know. I might.
Oh, okay.
I might. I don't know.
All right. What was your best moment on tour?
Geez, best moment. Holy moly. Best moment. Huh. Best moment. I would say probably winning the world championship the first time. That would probably be the best moment. That was 120,000 for first one, and lane conditions were really, really hard. So you had to really bowl really good. And I think that's probably the best I threw it for an entire week.
Oh yeah.
So they were hard that week. It didn't take a lot to make the finals. Didn't take a lot to make the show. The matches were the best. I think 4 out of 7 matches to get there, and they were low scores. And
yep,
it was tough. But yeah, I think that was probably the best moment.
Beat Lonnie Wallachek 210 to 160. What was the night before like? Were you nervous? I mean, you have a shot at nobody's ever gotten 120,000. You're going to be the first guy to do it. I mean, were you nervous?
Hell yeah, I was nervous. So I got something that was more nervous or more nerve-wracking than that was when I took that $120,000 check home and I went to put it in the bank, and I put 60,000 in my savings and 60,000 in my checking.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got the deposit slips, when I looked at the deposit slips, it said 6,000 and 6,000.
No.
So I had to turn around and go back to the bank really quick and say, "Hey, you made a little mistake here."
No.
So yeah.
Wow. All right. So we kind of passed it a little bit, but I'm good friends with Parker, and he wanted me to ask you about the hot dog and French fries story in Baltimore. What was up with that?
You got enough time for this?
I do. I'm on your
right.
time, so whatever you want, man.
So we were bowling in oh God, where was it? I know it was Baltimore, but
Country Club? No,
it wasn't Country Club. Before Country Club, it was oh my God, what was the name of it? One of Johnny Unitas's.
Sure.
One of Johnny Unitas's old place.
Okay.
The heck was the name? I forget. But anyway, so we get done bowling our first set in the morning, and we went to the mall to have lunch in between sets, and we got there, went to the food court, and we get in there, and everybody just went their own separate way, and we all met back at this table. So I went to this place called Ocean City Hot Dog and Fries.
Mm-hmm.
So and it's kind of like when you walk up to the counter, it's like a cafeteria style type thing where you grab your tray, you order at the left end, you grab your tray, and then you slide your tray down, and you get to the other end, and you pick up your food at the other end. So I ordered a hot dog and fries and a Coke, whatever, and I pay for it, and I slide my tray down to the other end, and I get to the other end, and right there on top is a hot dog and fries. I grab it, put it on my tray, and he hands me the drink, and away I go to the table. So Bob Learn was there. I don't know if you know Rick Brenori.
Okay.
Bob Learn, Rick Brenori, and Mike Lassar, I believe, from Rochester was there. Mm-hmm. And so I sit down and I start eating the hot dog, and the hot dog is just awful, rock hard, just bad, really bad. Mm-hmm. So I'm not one to complain about anything. So I just ate it, and I'm complaining the whole time. And I remember taking one bite, and I was complaining to Bob, and he said, Bob Learn, he says, just take it back. And I go, look at how hard this bun is. So I took the hot dog out of the bun, and I'm whacking the bun against the table. And I'm like, look how hard this is. This is ridiculous. So a couple more bites, I finished it, and it was all gone. And so now I started eating the French fries, and they are just like rubber. So I ate a couple of those, and I'm like, all right, I can't go any longer. I at least got to go get some warm French fries. So I go walking up to the counter, and I said to the guy, I said, listen, I go, these French fries are ice cold. I go, can I get some fresh ones? And he says to me, he goes, you're the guy that took my display. No. And I didn't know what to say. And he goes, bring the hot dog back. I'll give you a fresh hot dog. He goes, I ate that. And he goes, you ate that thing? So yeah. And Bob Learn is laughing so hard. He can't breathe. His face is as red can get from laughing so hard. And yeah, so that was a hot dog. That was a hot dog story.
That's awesome.
It wasn't very good, and I didn't eat a hot dog for a long time after that.
Oh, really?
So, but I'm back eating them again. So, but I'm careful now. Now I'm careful.
You know the difference between the display and the okay. That's good.
Yeah, I'm careful now.
Yeah. So, got another PBA fan, Adam from North Carolina. Is a big fan of the PBA. He says, enjoyed you on the PBA tour. What was it like bowling against Mark Roth? So
Mark Roth's career was just coming to an end when I started. Earl Anthony had already retired, but yet came back and bowled a couple tournaments here and there. But he was already on the senior tour at that point, but he bowled a couple national stops. Mark Roth still bowled for probably maybe 2 or 3 more years when I started. I started in the summer of '89, and his career was coming to an end. But I still bowl with him in Holman probably 3 to 4 years before they both retired.
Okay.
But it was awesome. They were fierce competitors. Even at 50 years old, upper 40s or 50 years old, they were still, him and Holman were still the most intense players. They're just like Weber is now. I mean, they're just, when they're on TV, they just want to step on your throat.
Yep.
They're just fierce competitors, and they were always that way. That's why they were the greatest.
You were intense though.
I had my moments here and there. Yeah.
I mean, it really meant a lot. I know 06, 07, it meant a lot to you when you won the Masters and the World Championship that same year. I mean, I don't think you knew what was happening to you.
Yeah, that was a strange time because, there had been numerous times where I thought my career was just about over and things weren't going well. I mean, I have a decent week here and there, but it just wasn't what I was accustomed doing. I made a lot of cuts, I made a lot of finals, and then I just wasn't bowling well enough, and just thought about retiring numerous times. And, the money wasn't great, before that, a bunch of years before that, when the Microsoft guys took over, and, up to that point, it was terrible. I mean, first place were 20,000, and just wasn't a lot of money to go around. You had to put in so much time to play at that level, and there just wasn't enough reward, to justify it. And it was difficult, but it was great. I mean, it was a great year. Kind of jump started me again and got things going again, and make you believe it's a hard life, because when you have a few bad weeks, it's demoralizing. It's just hard to get out of a rut here and there. And, I've seen a lot of really, really good players come and go, and just never caught a break here or there. But, it was a hard life. And when you got rewarded like that, it was very special.
Oh yeah. What was it like making the Greek church on TV?
It was just one of those things. It's like a 710. You just throw it at and hope. There wasn't a whole lot of good things happening in that game when I made the Greek church.
Where'd you do that?
I think I was bowling 160. Where'd I do it?
Yeah.
It was my first show in Toledo.
Oh, okay. All right.
First show was at the national championship.
All right.
In Toledo, yeah.
What would you say is your worst moment on tour?
Oh God, worst moment. I would say probably 2008 U.S. Open was probably it.
Yeah.
Bowled 160. I think I bowled once. I think it was against Duke, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was, I don't know. One of those days where your body doesn't cooperate with your brain, and you just, no matter what you do, it's wrong, and you just can't get out of your own way for 10 shots, and just it happens. It happens to everybody. Sucks when it happens, but it happens.
Absolutely. So you have won in arenas and you've won in bowling centers. What do you prefer?
Oh, the arenas are great. I mean, it's electric. It's just it's nothing like it. It's just great. Wish they were all arenas.
Well, yeah, me too. Yeah. Why is it that they were always on 3 and 4 instead of 1 and 2?
Don't know.
Okay. Right.
No idea. I never even paid attention to anything like that.
All right. So like I was saying at the beginning, tonight, 23 years ago, you ran through the field in Indianapolis. You were the 7th seed. You took a plastic ball for 15 minutes, throwing it straight up the, developing.
How'd you know that?
Oh man. Well, I watched it, and I remembered that. I remember that a long, long time ago. Yeah. So, if they were synthetic, would the outcome have been the same, or like, how did you know to do that? Like,
well, first we were bowling on a surface which is called Guardian.
Right.
It's a Guardian overlay. Basically, it's just a I don't know what you want to call it, like a plastic film over the top of the lane that looks like wood, and it was a higher friction surface, so your balls would always tend to hook and roll early, and just burn up and bail down lane. And as the blocks went on, the games went on, they would get worse and worse, and the fronts would hook so much that it was just a crappy surface. It was bad.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we got to the show, I really felt, I was seventh. I had to run the ladder. So I'm like, I have nothing to lose, really.
Right. So
let's try to do something. Maybe the other guys won't be paying attention to what I'm doing, So and if you look at all the guys that were on that show, they're all pretty much straight players. Walter was on the show. Randy Peterson was on the show. Voss was on the show. These are all guys that really like to go pretty straight. And I just thought, you know what, if I can do something, if I can create something that I can play that they're not comfortable playing, why not? Let's go for it. Let's try it, So I figured they were all going to play to the right, up 10 or so, and it was just going to just fry the front of the lane. So I just, for probably 35, 40 minutes, I just threw plastic up 15 right at the 3-pin, and that's all I did. I didn't throw a regular shot until my last shot of practice. And I was using a V2, Vortex 2 from Ebonite, and real shiny. And
you did great.
I remember about halfway through practice, when I was doing that, Voss came up over my right shoulder, and he goes, that shit used to work back in the 80s. He goes, that shit ain't working now. I just said, well, we'll see, whatever, we'll see. So I just kept doing it and doing it. And, once the lights came on, I had the 250, 260 reaction, and
oh man,
it's just the way it was. I had left, I had right. It didn't matter where I threw it. It went flush to the 1-3, and and a lot of them struck. So it worked.
Amazing.
It worked. It took a chance, and luckily none of the other guys jumped in to do what I was doing. Had they done that, there might have been a completely different outcome. Who knows?
Randy tried it, but he was using a too weak of a ball.
Yeah, he never got deep enough though.
Okay.
So they moved in. A couple of them moved in a little bit, but they were still an arrow right of me. And which I was shocked that they didn't get in there with the look that I had. But maybe they're not comfortable doing that, And again, we didn't do that all week long either. We never had to do that. That was something that was actually developed. So I think going in, they probably didn't have the equipment that they needed to do that, So who knows? Maybe they just thought they had a better look doing what they were doing. Who knows? It's a crapshoot. Once you get to TV, it's a one-game crapshoot. Anything can happen.
Oh yeah.
You got to make quick decisions on the fly and hope you chose the right one.
Yeah, and your touch was great in that telecast. You made
Listen,
that look like cheating.
It's easy to have good touch when you feel like you have the whole lane.
Right.
It comes off your hand really good when you got the whole lane.
Oh yeah. No, you did great on that one. What was it like? So we already talked about that. $120,000. You win that. Like, what are you doing? Is it how much of that is on your mind the night before, or do you just try to enjoy your Saturday and just not think about it until Sunday?
Well, that particular time, a lot of it was on my mind because I hadn't been bowling very well up to that point, and I remember going into that week doing something different physically with my balance arm. I was trying to keep my balance arm like slightly in front of me and just really, really steady. So that's all I thought about the whole week, was just trying to repeat that one thing and keep my balance arm nice and steady. And I was just started throwing it really good that week. And it just allowed me to make a lot more good shots, especially in pressure situations, to win matches. But when you're not bowling very good for pretty much the whole year, and all of a sudden you got a chance at 120,000, it can not only just bail that year out, but bail your last couple years out.
Oh yeah.
And kind of get you back to the positive again. And it's life changing sometimes if you've had a bunch of bad weeks in a row, and mentally, God, it's so easy to get beat down mentally out there, that you have a good week like that for 120,000, it can really, really change your attitude and just your overall confidence and way of thinking.
Yeah.
You're not pressing, you're just relaxed again, and you just start letting it happen again.
Yeah. Did you like, Adam wants to know if you like bowling at Daryl Ducat's Imperial Lanes when it was around?
Heck yeah, that's where my first show was.
Okay. I
loved bowling there. Every time we bowled there, the scores were really, really low. And I don't know, I always felt like I was more competitive there because the scores were always lower. It was more demanding. It wasn't a free for all high scoring tournament. You really had to, if you figured them out, you could really get to the top. You could have a good tournament, and wasn't a shootout. You know what I mean?
When you were on that show, normally people that are on their first show, they shoot 150 or whatever. How'd you do on your first show? What year was that, by the way?
Terrible.
Was it?
That was 1990, I believe.
1990. Okay.
Yeah, I think I shot 160 on that show.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think I made a split, and I made the Greek church, and I think I made the washout twice for 160. So it could have been 130, really quick.
So in 2002, you win in Loudonville, New York, Siena College. How far is that from your hometown?
Oh, yeah. Yes, that was Albany area.
Right.
Yeah, it's about 3 hours from home.
You made that look easy. I mean,
I don't know. I just sometimes you just don't know when things are going to click, and you start throwing it good, you start repeating well, and you make good ball choices, and things happen, and you just that's the thing about the tour, is sometimes you just never know when it's going to all click, and that's why you just got to keep working at it and pushing forward and figure things out. Not be afraid to change things, and be creative sometimes, with speed and balls and stuff. And
that was so if you were to have an oil pattern name, made for you, long or short, what is it?
You got me there. I don't know. I never thought about anything like that. I don't know.
Okay.
I think I would like to have something maybe 40 feet-ish, somewhere around there. Sure. Pretty flat, more U.S. Open style.
Mm-hmm.
I think I always like that, because you have to be versatile. You have to be able to change speeds and do different things. And I think
you do well on Bear and Viper, or not Viper, but Badger.
Badger was never out when I was bowling, so I never bowled on it. So Badger, I think Badger is somewhere around there. It's 40 feet-ish, and it's pretty flat.
I think Badger's 52. Bear was 40 feet flat.
Okay, Bear. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of those were out when I was bowling. My last year was 2010. So.
Yeah. What was it like to get the call to the hall?
Oh God, it was awesome. It was awesome. Yeah. And after I won, after I had a couple majors, and I knew that it was going to happen, but you're never ready for that call. You don't know who's going to call you. You don't know what they're going to say to you. They don't know how they're going to tell you. I mean, it was awesome though. It was, I think it was more of a relief than anything else, because that's really what I kind of had set out to do. When I first started,
Mhm.
You know, I mean, when I started, I wanted to be like Mark Roth. I wanted to be Marshall Holman. I mean, I wanted to be one of those guys, you know, and very few get to achieve that. And when I got that call, it was pretty cool.
All right.
It was pretty cool.
Adam wanted to know, are you still on staff with Storm?
I am. Yes, I'm. I have a senior contract with them. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
And yeah.
Awesome. If now I've always thought you were a great player, and and I think you're a great player. You probably could still compete today. If you had never have won those last titles that you needed to win to get in the hall, would you have been satisfied with your career?
Yeah, I would have. I would have just. I got to do what I wanted to do as a kid. You know what I mean? I had always. You put yourself in that situation that you get up in the 10th frame and you need a strike to win or something like that. And I was able to do it, and I had some good backing to be able to do it, and I was able to go out and do what I wanted to do when I was a kid, and very few get to do that.
That is
yeah, I would have been satisfied for sure.
Yeah. Did you have an opponent that you beat up a lot on tour, like in match play or on TV? Like
that I beat up a lot. No one stands out really that I beat up, more than another.
Yeah.
I know that I had a hell of a time beating Walter. Walter beat me to death for 20 years. It was awful. Just no matter what I did, if I bowled 250, he had 260. I swear to God, if I had 300, he'd somehow have 301. It's that's what it seemed like. I mean, it didn't matter. He just beat me every freaking time for 20 years straight. It was so hard. I beat him a couple times here and there, but it just seemed like, Jesus, he was so hard to beat. He was so good for so long.
Yeah. If I was to say I think you had Parker's number on TV. I don't remember.
I think I'm 2-1 on Parker.
Okay.
I think I'm up on him 2-1.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
There you go. So
I don't think that classifies as having his number.
Oh, okay. What was your favorite tour stop?
Favorite tour stop. Probably the U.S. Opens in Carolier.
Okay.
Yeah, I loved going there. It was, over 400 entries every time. Conditions were always difficult. Scores were low.
Oh yeah.
It just seemed like every time we went there, it was, I don't know. It's just there's so much hype. There was so much pressure. It was exciting. It was just, I don't know. It was great. A lot of great tournaments there. Yeah. Curly was great.
That's awesome. Least favorite tour stop?
Least favorite. Well, it used to be Indy. It was Indy until I won there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like Indy at all. I don't know. I think I probably missed more cuts in Indy than I made.
A lot of people say
probably by a lot. Yeah, Indy wasn't one of my favorites, but that's changed. It was after I won there, and then he went to synthetics right after that.
Yep.
I wish I'd have left the Guardian because I love the Guardian, and I love the old beat up wood and Guardian garbage surfaces.
Yeah. Where did the PBA tour never go that you wish they had?
I don't know. That's a good question.
If you were bowling at like a Bayside when you were on tour, would that have helped you or hurt you or indifferent?
Oh, that's a good one. I don't know. We bowled in California. We were in Seattle. I don't think we ever bowled in Maine when I bowled on tour. Yeah. I wish we'd have bowled in Florida more.
Yeah.
I know there used to be a lot of good stops down in Florida years ago when, the 70s and 80s shows. And we never I don't think I bowled down in Florida more than once or twice in my career, I don't think. Yeah, he bowled a boardwalk one year, man, maybe twice. But other than that, yeah.
You think the PBA 50 will ever go to Carolier?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. If they did, maybe I'd think twice about going to bowl.
There you go. All right. So, what is a PBA rule, or what was when you were on tour? PBA rule that you agree with?
PBA rule that I agree with.
Yeah.
That I agree with. Well, I know the dress code. The dress code for a while was very, very laxed, and then when the new guys came in and took over the tour in 2099 or 2000, whatever year that was,
Mm-hmm.
they put the clamps down and made the guys, look a lot better. They had to look better when they were in the center and, look more professional. I liked that part because I just thought it put us on more of a pedestal. You felt like more of a professional athlete when everyone looked better. And then that went away, and I liked that part as far as, that's more of a dress code rule, not really a bowling rule, but a regular, let's say a rule. I guess there was nothing really that I didn't like. Yeah, I don't know.
So
there was nothing that I disliked, and
okay.
and nothing that I was really, for it. I mean, I liked the old style format of the 6, 6, and 6, and then the 24 games around robin match play.
Yep.
I still think that's the most exciting format in bowling.
Yep.
That Friday night before the TV shows on Saturdays before they went to Sundays, that last round of match play was just so much fun. It was just so exciting, intense. Knowing that, if you're anywhere like in the top 12, 14, you knew you had a shot at getting to the show, and making that last few games, that run at making the show was very exciting. And just remember all the people there that was, wall to wall people. And it was, those were fun times. I liked that a lot. I miss that. I miss that part. I miss the match play part. Those were fun times.
So there was no rule that you disagreed with, or was?
Yeah, I don't. Not that I can think of. I don't.
What was not a rule that should have been?
What was not a rule that should have been? Well, actually, you know what? I can take. I'll take that back. I don't really like the sudden death one ball shootout.
Sure.
I don't like the one ball sudden death thing. I don't know. Just doesn't seem like. I mean, one ball. Anybody can.
I can throw a strike.
Get unlucky or get lucky, and
right.
I mean, I don't see how they can't come up with time to have at least a 9th and 10th frame roll off. For a tie. I don't know. I don't like the one ball thing. Some
right,
do.
so
I don't.
When you won the Masters in 06, you and Tommy Jones went through a one ball roll off, and he left the 2, 4, 8, 10.
Yeah.
You went first, and then he left the 2, 4, 8, 10. Do you think if it was a 9, 10 frame roll off, who do you think would have won that? Judging by who had.
What did I strike on my shot?
I think you
did.
did.
I spare it? I don't remember a roll off actually.
Okay.
I thought I finished and he got up in the 10th frame, and did we tie?
Yeah, you tied.
We did tie. Wow, I don't remember that.
All right.
That's crazy, isn't it? How do I not remember that?
Yeah, no, that's
just goes to show you the frame of mind you're in. Just
yeah.
Sometimes you just you miss that.
So what was, so you don't know what was not a PBA rule that should have been?
It was not a PBA rule that should have been. Well, yeah, actually, it wasn't a PBA tournament, but the like the Masters. The Masters, I always thought that it was double elimination tournament. If you're leading a tournament, you got to get beat twice.
Yep.
I mean, it is that way now, I believe. I think they changed it to where you do have to beat the leader twice, being a true double elimination tournament. So
Yep.
I never understood that, but I mean, I did. I didn't like it. I mean, I know it was because of TV.
Mhm.
There wasn't enough time for that extra match on TV if you had to beat him twice. So
Do you
But
think
yeah.
if Norm Duke was bowling, I think he was bowling Simonson, you think he would have won the Masters again if he had another game? Do you remember that a couple of years
very
ago?
possible.
Yeah.
Very possible.
Yeah.
You can never count him out. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's he's incredible.
Yeah.
He can
What's
make
one
shots.
bowling shot you'd like to have back?
Bowling shot I'd like to have back. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of them, but I can't think of any right now.
That's all right. That's all
There's
right.
a lot. Yeah, there's.
When was the last time you bowled 300, Doug?
Yesterday.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, last night in league I did.
Hey, what'd you end up for a set?
First game, 773.
Yeah, that's
I went-
awesome, man.
I went downhill. After each game. 300, 250, 210.
Wow. Well, hey,
Yeah.
man, you're going to bowl 300 tonight because we're going to go flush in the pockets, just 12 questions. And actually, you know what? There's 13 here. There's Baker dozens here. But what is your favorite food?
It's not hot dogs.
I get that.
Favorite food. How about steak?
Yeah. All right. Are you like everybody else that does a medium rare or well?
Yes, I do. Medium rare, the better.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Favorite music?
I have to say country now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So check out
Yeah.
my radio station, b105radio.com.
Yeah. I'm more into the country stuff now.
That's awesome. That is great.
I'm old.
No, you're only
Yeah.
25. What are you talking about? Favorite? I know the answer to this, but favorite sports team?
Of course, Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
America's team.
Yeah. I think I know the answer to this, but I put this on just for fun. Least favorite sports team?
Least favorite sports team. It's got to be the Yankees.
Really? Over the Patriots?
Oh, oof, yeah. Well, if you would have just said football, I would have said Patriots for sure.
No, I get that. Yeah. You must be
Yeah.
happy with their start this season.
Yeah. Let me change that. Let's go back with the Patriots. Yeah.
You sure?
Can I have two?
You can have whatever you want. This is your
All right,
podcast.
Yankees and the Patriots.
Sure. There you go. There you go. That is awesome. What is? Are you a party all night kind of guy or a quiet night at home?
Quiet night at home.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Boring.
No. All right. So if you're dying of thirst, what is your go-to beverage?
It's my go-to beverage. Dying of thirst.
Like you just want something to drink. You just need
Yeah.
a drink.
Probably Diet Coke.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
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 All
Diet
right.
Coke, and then we'll add some Captain Morgan to that.
Oh, there you go. Yep. What's the
After we
smartest
quench
thing
your
you've-
thirst, we go to Captain.
Oh, okay. What's the smartest thing you've ever done?
Say it again.
Smartest thing you've ever done?
Smartest thing I ever did. Retire.
Really? Okay. So you
It wasn't buying a second bowling center. That was not the smartest thing I ever did.
Okay. So to kind of go back to the regular questions, I wasn't on here, but you said you left the tour in 2010. Why 2010?
I just felt that it was time.
Yeah.
A lot of it was mental.
Mhm.
It was the money had dropped off. Prize money had dropped off. You had to work twice as hard to make the same amount of money. To have the chance to make the same amount of money.
Mhm.
Just body started breaking down a little bit, and I think you just get to that point where you just would rather not do it anymore, not do it. Yeah, just be home and live a normal life, which isn't so normal.
What is the dumbest thing you've ever done?
Well, there's been a lot. I don't think I have enough time to go through all of them, but dumbest thing I ever did. I don't know. I don't know. My God. Oh, dumbest thing. Well, I ate the display hot dog. That was pretty dumb.
Oh, okay.
And I drove in the wrong direction for 3 hours before I realized it. And yeah, we real short story.
Sure.
We were in Illinois for the Brunswick World Open, and this is probably, I don't know, 94, 95 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And we went from I think it was Deer Park, Illinois, over to Rockford to watch the Women Bowl, their last round of match play, which was a 45-minute drive from where we were. So when we left Rockford to go back to Deer Park, I believe it was a 45-minute drive, I proceeded to get on the interstate, and I drove 3 hours in the wrong direction and was just mesmerized by the road, not even paying attention. And finally I started dozing off, and Mike Trinisky was in the back seat asleep. And I pulled over and I said, Mike, I go, wake up. I go, we've been driving a long time. I go, geez, we should be there by now. And he says, did you see any road signs? And I said, yeah, right up ahead here. It says, oh God, what's the name of it? Baraboo. It said Baraboo, like 1 mile.
Oh.
And so he looks at the map, and we were in Baraboo, Wisconsin. Baraboo, Wisconsin. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. We should have been back by 1 or 12:30 or whatever it was. And so we were 3 hours in the wrong direction. So we turned around and went back the other way. We got back to the room at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh no.
So that was pretty stupid. So that's probably the dumbest thing I ever did.
You guys made a show together in 2000.
Mike and I did?
Yeah.
We
Mike
did.
Trinisky. Yeah. In
Where?
Orleans.
Is that the US Open?
No, that was the Orleans Casino Open. That was when Ryan Schaefer made his first title.
Yeah.
Won his first title. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know Mike was on that show.
Yeah, he was in the first match.
Wow.
I think you were in the third match with no.
Yeah, I know. You know what? I remember what ball I was throwing there.
Okay.
I was throwing a silver matrix.
Yeah.
Ebonite matrix. It was kind of blue and silverish, whatever. Purple and silverish, maybe. Yeah. No, actually, it was black and silver. It was black and silver.
Yeah. You and
wow.
You and Albie were in
No
the
kidding.
3.
Wow. Yeah. I don't even.
Yeah.
God, I vaguely remember that. Was Dave Husted on that show?
Nope.
No.
It was Wayne Webb. It was Brian Goebel, Mike Trinisky, Chris Barnes, Pete Weber, you and Mike Albie and Ryan Schaefer.
Holy crap. I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
I remember what ball I was throwing. I'm pretty sure it was a matrix. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow. That's crazy.
No, yeah.
I don't remember that one at all.
What was if you could have dinner with 3 people living or past, who would they be?
3 people, dinner with 3 people in my past?
Living or past.
Living or past.
Yeah.
Wow. Living or past. Huh.
Could be celebrities, could be anybody.
That's awesome. Well, I would love to have dinner with Donald Trump.
Okay.
I would love to have dinner with Larry Bird and Cal Ripken Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Those would be my three.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I was a big Larry Bird fan, big Boston Celtics fan when I was growing up.
Really?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
a Knicks fan.
Yeah. No Knicks. No Knicks, no Yankees.
That's all right.
Orioles.
That's all right.
And I became an Orioles fan because the Rochester Red Wings were the AAA team for the Orioles back then.
I remember them.
They were our farm team. They used to come to Rochester once or twice a year for an exhibition game and to play against the Red Wings. So that's how I got to know the Orioles.
Aren't the Buffalo Bisons still a minor league team for somebody?
They are, but I don't know who.
Okay. There.
Yeah, I don't know. I was going to say Cleveland, but I don't know if that's true.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So,
trying to ask Lady A here. But let's see. If so, favorite time of day?
Favorite time of day? Probably nighttime. I'm more of a night person. I'm up late every night. So, yeah, the last few hours of the night.
Nice.
10 o'clock to 1 a.m.
That's awesome.
It's kind of wind down time, and think about what I'm going to do for the next day.
All right, there you go. Favorite toy as a child?
Favorite toy, God. Probably a bowling ball.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Probably. Yeah.
What are you binge watching right now?
Right now, nothing right now.
Well, you don't mean like right this minute.
Nothing right now, but I just got done with Yellowstone. What else? How to Get Away with Murder.
Oh, okay.
That was pretty good.
Okay.
I was watching All American for quite a while, and it just, I don't know, just fizzled out. I couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
So that was good for a while, and then it just kind of got a little crazy.
All right. So getting back to the sports thing real quick, I'm a Bruins fan, Red Sox fan. Don't really have an NBA team, and I'm a Cowboy fan. So
Cowboys?
Yeah.
Gah.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did that happen?
No, I don't know.
Where are you from?
Maine.
Yeah, you're from Maine. How the heck did you become a Cowboys fan?
Listen, they won the Super Bowl in '91.
Well, it had to be the cheerleaders, right?
No, it was, I don't know. I just decided when I was a kid, I was going to be a Cowboy fan. I don't watch. I just follow the score.
Yeah. Well, they were good back then.
Oh yeah.
They were good. They were good for just about every year, it seemed like.
Oh yeah. What do you do to take your mind off of bowling?
I have a very large snowmobile collection.
Really?
I buy snowmobiles. Some I keep, some I tear down, sell them off for parts, some I restore. And then I just have the ones that I just ride, when we ride. So yeah. That's that time in the garage is great. Just working on stuff, and it's just a getaway from everyday life. It's nice.
How's
I try to play golf too here. That gets me away too. I love golf too.
Yeah. How's Natalie doing? I know one of your telecasts, she was trying to take the microphone from Randy Peterson. Did she go to college for broadcasting?
Yeah. She did. She tried. That was funny. She's in college now. She's going to Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
They've had a couple tournaments now. She's doing good. She's a freshman there, so
that's awesome, man.
She's doing good. She's learning, still learning and developing, and they got a good team. So
good for you, man. Well, hey, listen, this was Flush in the Pocket with Doug Kent, man. I hope you keep in touch. I know you're not on Facebook, but
I'm not.
But thank you so much for doing this. I hope you had fun. And
it was a blast.
Cool, man. Well,
Yeah, it brought back some good memories. Things that I completely forgot about.
yeah. Well, our next show is on Saturday with Santu Tahavanainen. We'll be talking to
Whoa.
him.
Good.
So that'll be awesome. Doug, thank you so much. And you have a good night, bud.
Yeah, thanks, Derek. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, buddy. Bye.
Take care. Yeah.
That was Doug Kent. That was a lot of fun. Thank you, Doug, and thank you, Chrissy, for letting that happen. So I'll talk to everybody soon. When Saturday, Flush in the Pocket will be back with Santu Tahavanainen, and yeah. So we will talk to you soon. And this has been Flush in the Pocket, presented by Brunswick, sponsored by Just in Time Recreation. Check them out at justintimebowl.com. 207-728, or excuse me, 768-2695. Talk to you later.